latest edition of the SAU Softball Coaches Show. I'm Daniel Gallegos, joined alongside head softball coach Jason Anderson. And Coach, this Coaches Show, a lot of anticipation coming into this Coaches Show, a lot of great things happening within your softball program. 31-4 is the overall record. You've cracked the NFCA top 25, coming in at number 23. It's the first ever national ranking for the softball program. You in just your second year here, that's got to be a big accomplishment for you. But then we'll get more into this, but it also sets up the stage for a big top 25 matchup this upcoming weekend in Great American Conference play, as you and your team will go to Arkansas Tech. They're number 5 team in the country in the NFCA poll. It's going to be the first top 25 matchup in softball and in GAC history. So a lot of big things that are going on. And then again, the 31-4 record, the 5th 30-win season in school history. Again, you in your second year. All these great things that are going on. But first, let's take a step back, kind of how we got to where we're at, to the 31 wins. 4-game sweep against Harding University last weekend at home. It was a team. Harding came in, a very offensive club if you took a look at their numbers. They go about their business a little bit different way. But they still had extra base hits, a lot of home runs, things like that, some high averages. But really the running game, getting on base, stealing, making things happen that way was kind of their bread and butter. But really only one of the games they were able to do that. So talk about how your team was able to go out and neutralize their running game early on.
Well, we knew coming in they were going to be a tough team to play, like you said, because they always find a way to generate some runs. But so our philosophy was just not let them get on base. And when Kimmy was throwing, it seemed to work that way. You know, she was able to keep them off base. She mixed up her pitches very well. You know, kept them off guard. And you know, it's a very simple thing. Is if you don't get on base, you kind of hold the running game down, and that's what we were able to do. Like you said, there was a couple games there late where they were able to kind of utilize the steals and things, and they stole some bases on us. You know, I got hats off to them, because when they were able to get on, they did steal some bases on us. But overall, we got solid outings in the pitching circle. We were able to jump on them early in just about every game, I think. I mean, we were scoring in the first inning, and not just scoring one. We were scoring multiple runs in the first inning, and that gives your pitching and defense the confidence to go out there and be able to maybe take a chance on a couple pitches and do some things because you do have that cushion. So it's a lot easier to play defense and pitch when you have a little lead early in the game, and I think that solidified the weekend for us. Let's get on them early, and then let's hold them down, and I think that's what we were able to do.
Talk about your lineup. You switched around a little bit a week prior to Harding, where you reordered some stuff, moving Goad from the leadoff spot down to the 3 spot. Moving Taylor Gwynn to that leadoff spot. In that second full weekend, it seemed like they kind of all fit into their roles and things like that, and it started to click. Wasn't necessarily there maybe in spurts in that first weekend you did it, but the second weekend against Harding, they definitely did. What do you think the approach has been for them? Because like you said, they were able to get off to the good start in the first inning, and that really helped.
Well, I'm a numbers guy, and so we kind of looked at the numbers and shuffled some things around, and we do that, like you said, we talked about we had 4 losses this year, and so I went back and looked at the losses and felt that we weren't offensively is where we got beat. You know, I mean, we were not being able to score runs like I think that we should have, and we looked at some things, and so we kind of mixed it up a little bit, moved Gwen to the leadoff, put Darian in the 2-hole, Brooke in the 3, protect her with Maddie in the 4, and then Atwell in 5, and then on down, and I felt like that we were going to like the way that flowed. Looking at numbers, on-base percentages, batting averages. Gwen's very tough to strike out, so usually she's going to put the ball in play and put some pressure on the defense, what I think you saw her do early. Even though they weren't all hits, she was getting on base because she was putting the ball in play, and I think that's a good thing there at the top of the lineup. Or when you come up second, third time through, you know, we want somebody in that spot that's going to put the ball in play. And it also gives Brooke and them a chance to hopefully have some people on base to get some more RBIs. So seemed to work so far, but you know, like I said, it could totally change come this weekend. As coaches, we sit here and think our approach over and over, decide what we want to do, but it seemed to work for us this weekend, and we were able to score some runs.
Your team has been on the national radar all throughout the season. You start off 12-0. You sweep the National Players of the Week, Pitcher and Player of the Week the first week of the year, receiving votes the last 2 weeks. So we knew we were the team was on the cusp. You go out and take 4 from Harding, had to feel pretty good about your chances of cracking the top 25. You do in this week, coming in at 23. Just talk about that accomplishment, what it means to the team and the program.
Well, it's a big deal, and personally, we thought we should have been in the poll earlier. We thought we had a good enough product and resume, if you will, on paper to be in the poll earlier. But it's a coach's poll, it's an opinion poll, and that's kind of how it's set up. So I told them all along, let's just keep doing what we do and keep winning games, and things will take care of themselves, and they did. And the girls are excited, but they're still focused. You know, polls the coaches polls in FCA, it's a big deal. It's a great organization, and what it does for our game is huge. So we're very excited to be in the poll. But we know that we've got to stay humble, and we got to stay hungry, and we have to really shoot for games that when the NCAA regional polls come out in a couple weeks, that's where we need to be. The coaches poll are great. We like to be recognized, and I think it shows our hard work and what we've been able to accomplish. But we want to be in the regional poll, and we want to be at the top of one of those. And that was our goal going into the season. Is we want to host a regional here, and we think if we can be one of the top 2 teams in the Central Region, that we're going to have an opportunity to do that. Now, big matchup this weekend. We're going to talk about that will have big regional implications, but that's been our goal, and that's where we want to be.
As we've talked in a couple of shows past, the schedule for your team is getting increasingly tougher towards the end. That's still the case. You're going on the road the next 2 series, big road tests at Arkansas Tech, then at Southeastern Oklahoma. But really the biggest test so far to this point of the year in terms of conference play and overall test, this upcoming weekend you're going to Arkansas Tech. Their team, they also got off to a great start. They're ranked in the top 5 in the country, have been the last month or so. If you look at the statistics, Southern Arkansas and Arkansas Tech are 1 and 2 in offense, defense, and pitching. So all 3 categories of the game, you guys are 1 and 2. You're 1 and 2 in the Great American Conference standings. It sets up like a titanic matchup. How do you think it's going to play out?
Oh, I think it's going to play out just like that. I think it's going to be a dogfight. We talked a couple weeks ago about how Henderson was just a playoff type atmosphere when they came in. I think it's going to be even more intense than that, in my opinion. Now, I'd love to go in there and run roll all 4 games, but that's not going to happen. We're going to have to play. They have a very good team. They pitch it well. They hit it well. They defend it well. They're going to be at home, and I feel like that. I feel like it's going to be a dogfight. I know it is, and we're going to have to go in there. We're going to have to be ready, and our girls are. I mean, they're ready. They know what's ahead of them. In our day of the internet and media and Facebook and all that, everybody knows that it's the 1-2 teams in the conference playing right now. Possibly 2 of the best teams, in my opinion, in our region playing this weekend. So I think that it's going to be a dogfight, and we hope that's what it is. We want to go in there and compete, and we want to win games.
We appreciate it very much for your time. Again, a very big weekend upcoming for Jason Anderson and his Lady Mule Riders. They go to Russellville, Arkansas to take on number 5 ranked Arkansas Tech Golden Suns. SAU, though, ranked 23rd in the NFCA poll. Top 2 teams in the Great American Conference, not only in the standings, but several major offensive and defensive pitching categories as well. Should be a great weekend series. It'll be played Friday and Saturday. Be sure to check MuleRiderAthletics.com for all your pre- and post-game coverage of the entire series. Coach, we appreciate it. Best of luck.
All right, thank you.